everybody. Today I am offering a 90-minute Vinyasa flow. It's probably more like a level 2-3. I like to add handstands into my Vinyasa, so you'll see me doing that. Feel free to add them or leave them out as you do. But I won't be specifically teaching handstands today. Today's class will be working towards Pinchamayurasana, so working on the external rotation of the shoulder required to really make the shoulders strong and stable to support you in that shape. If you don't balance Pinchamayurasana in the middle of the room, I will give you an option at the wall, so don't shy away from this class if you can't balance it in the middle of the room, no worries. I am filming from home, obviously, and my family is all here with me, so if you hear voices in the background or people walk by in the backyard, it is what it is. We all do our best in this interesting time that we're in. For this class, you'll need a strap and at least one block, if not two, depending on if you want to start working your press to pincha. You might need 2 blocks, maybe a chair. Depends. We all have to start somewhere, right? So, that being said, set your blocks off to the side and grab your strap and come to a comfortable seat. So you can sit just in a cross-legged position if that's comfortable for you. If this is not comfortable for you at the very beginning of your practice, you can sit up on a block or you can sit in Virasana, kneeling, maybe even with a block under you there. So however you chose to sit, please reach down and pull your upholstery out of the way underneath you so that your sit bones are in contact with the floor, and then try to stack your spine up nice and tall. And then take your strap, and we're going to start with what I call 360-degree breathing. And I find that this just really helps us to connect to a deeper breath. So take your strap and you're going to put it kind of right at like the bra line or the bro line, and then you're going to cross the strap in front of you and hold it in opposite hands. And you're going to pull on the strap just to make it snug. It's not corset, so don't try to stop yourself from breathing. This is just a little feedback so that you can feel your breath as your rib cage presses into the strap. And also on the inhale, watch my hands, on a deep inhale, the hands move slightly closer together. And on the exhale, they pull apart. And that's not because I'm pulling with the hands, I'm just putting just enough tension on the strap to kind of get some feedback there. So once you have your setup, close your eyes and imagine pressing down into your sit bones and raising the crown of your head to the ceiling. And then pull your ears back so they line up with your shoulders. Good. And then breathe in deeply and feel your ribs expand into the strap. And then exhale fully and feel your rib cage pull away from the strap. So notice if you are breathing more into the front of the strap or the sides of the strap, and try to breathe equally into the back, front, and all the sides. 360 degrees. That's why we call it 360-degree breathing. Take a few deep breaths here. Tuning into your breath, using your Jai breath. Now we'll do a few counted breaths. So inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause at the top. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause at the top. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause at the top. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause at the bottom. Take a few more rounds on your own. Remove your strap, set it aside, and come to downward facing dog. So first down dog of the day, perhaps not. Move around a little bit. So you can bend the knees one at a time, kind of getting into that deep hip flexion there. Maybe you swing your heels to one side and then the other side to get a little side stretch. Eventually coming to stillness in your downward facing dog. The entire suction cup of the palm is firm to the floor, pushing the floor away from you, wrapping your outer armpits towards the floor, and then pulling your rib cage in towards your body. Tailbone nice and high. Take a couple breaths here. Pushing the back of your knees to the back of the room. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. And hang in Uttanasana. You can have a bend here if this is tight for you first thing. But wherever you are, I'd like you to cross and hold opposite elbows behind your head. So you may look more like this, and that's okay. But trying to keep working the legs a little bit straighter. Lean the weight a little more into the balls of your feet, and then keeping the weight there, see if you can also press your heels into the floor, turning on both the front and the back of the leg. Now with your elbows bound behind your head, pull your elbows towards the floor and see if you can't get your torso a little bit closer to your legs. Breathe deeply into your belly. Find that 360-degree breath here. So breathing equally into the back of the ribs as well as the front. Good. And then heel toe your feet a little bit farther apart. Maybe the heels are a little bit further in than the toes. That's fine. And on the inhale, you'll start to bend your knees deeply towards Malasana. And on the exhale, pull with your arms to bring yourself, as you straighten your legs, to bring yourself back to Uttanasana. Good. Inhale, come to the Malasana. And then pull with your arms to bring yourself up and over the legs and straighten your legs. One more inhale. And pull with those arms. Switch the crossing of your elbows. Again, situate them behind your head. Pull the arms towards the floor. And then we'll do a couple just like that again. Inhale, Malasana. Pull with the forearms towards the floor. Inhale, Malasana. Pull yourself back to Uttanasana. Inhale. And then pull yourself back. Good. Release the bind of the elbows. Clasp your hands behind you. Try to get the base of the palms to touch as you straighten the elbows to get the shoulder stretch in another direction. And then bend your right knee and turn your body, twisting to face the left. Inhale, come through center. And exhale, twist the other direction. Trying to drop your head and pulling your arms up and over, getting contact between your torso and that thigh. Breathing. And then come back to Uttanasana, release the arms, walk your hands back to downward facing dog. Push the floor away, wrap the outer armpits down towards the floor. And then set your knees down wide, toes touch behind you, and sit back. Child's pose, set your forehead on the floor. Now, finding your 360-degree breathing here as well. This is a good spot to maybe set your intention for your practice today. The world is going nuts, but your mat, your practice is still your sacred, safe space. So let everything else, anything that's not on your mat, let it drop away. With each inhale, gather strength. With each exhale, let go of what does not nurture you and serve you. Alrighty, come up. Let's warm up the shoulders, the scaps, and the wrists, and then we'll get really moving. Okay. So we're gonna do this shoulder work in Virasana. So if you need to sit on a block in Virasana, you may. Otherwise, you bring your knees a couple inches apart, maybe, and then your heels will be wider than your hips. And then I like to smash my big calf muscles down and out to make space in my knees for me to sit between the feet. So try to make sure that the entire top of your foot is flat to the floor and that your heels are just outside your hips. So it'll depend a little bit on your knees and whatnot, but be comfortable and grounded here. So if this does not feel comfortable, please do sit up on something, okay? Now, bring your right arm out in front of you and spin the palm towards the ceiling, pinky really pulling towards the ceiling. And try not to hunch the shoulder up, just keep everything else very still. Place your left hand on your chest to keep yourself from turning as you work. Lift your arm to the ceiling, you'll get to this kind of sticking point, and then start to internally rotate at the shoulder joint and pull the scapula to the spine behind you to get your arm back behind you, and then tap the floor. So you will keep spinning until the back of the hand is facing the hip at the bottom, and then go back the way you came. So lift the hand. Maybe you've got a fireplace in your way. I think that happened to me last time too. With the hand, you'll get to that sticking point and then start to externally rotate at the shoulder joint and bring the arm up and back. We'll do two more. Lift, spin, keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning. Pull the shoulder blade to the spine behind you, keep spinning, and then go back the way you came. Lift, and externally rotate and come forward. Good, lift. Last one on this side. Really trying to work all the range that you have. So really trembling is a good sign that you're really working all the way around the joint. Good, switch sides. So spin the hand, lift, you'll get stuck. Start to internally rotate as you pull the scapula behind you to get the arm behind you. Don't turn the chest. Keep this, that's what this hand is for, to keep you honest. Good, go back the way you came. Lift, spin, keep spinning, and then lift, and spin, keep spinning. Ooh. Knock over your water. That would be dramatic. Mine doesn't have a top on it. I think this is 3. I lost track. Okay, very good. Shake it out. Okay, grab your strap again. If you need to switch up your seating position, you may. Otherwise, this is good work for the knees and the hips and the feet. Good stuff. Okay, grab your strap about shoulder distance apart. Pull apart on the strap like you could break it and bring it overhead. Okay, so in Pincha, we're doing all the things, you know, you need to have good shoulder mobility and the ability to move your scapula and your shoulders with the arms overhead. So for handstand too. So pull apart on the strap like you could break it and then elevate your shoulders as high as you can. Then spread your shoulder blades away from each other so it feels like wrapping your outer armpits forward. And then pull your shoulders down as far as you can. And then pull the shoulder blades together, like you could pinch a pencil between them behind you, and then push up, keeping them pinched together. Keep them high, spread them apart. Keep them apart, bring them down. Keep them low, pinch them together. Keep them back, lift them high. Keep them high, press them forward. Keep them forward, pull it down. Keep them low, pinch them together, and keep them together, elevate. Now keep your elbows straight this whole time while you're working. If you were cheating, maybe you want to pause the video, rewind it, do it again. Okay, so now you're pinched behind you and elevated. Keep them pinched together, pull them down your back. Keep them low, spread them apart. Keep them apart, lift them up. Keep them high, pull them together. Keep them pinched, pull them down. Keep them low, pull them apart. Keep them apart, lift them up. Keep them up, pinch them together, and good, enough of that. Okay, set your strap aside. Gently come up out of that Virasana shape and turn to quadruped. So in this quadruped position, we're going to, let's stretch our wrists first and then we'll activate them a little bit. So lean forward, as far forward as you can before the base of the palms starts to lift. And really activate through the fingers, be strong there to engage the muscles all the way across the wrists. And do a few leans, but pushing the hands into the floor so that you're not just passively, stretching it. You're active as you're stretching it. So lean and lean, good. And then bring your hands so that the fingers are out to the sides. And same thing, active through the hands. Try to keep the entire palm on the floor, but lean far enough that you feel like the base of the palm almost wants to lift. Active through the hands, lean and push and lean and push. Good. Spin so that the fingers are back to facing your knees. And this time, grab the floor and lean back this way. Just a few pulses. Good. Okay. Now, bring the back of your hands to the floor. And this one can feel a little bit funky for some people. Press your fingernails into the floor so that you feel the muscles up the top of your forearm turn on. So press the fingernails into the floor and then just lean a little bit. Be gentle with this one. It's as if you could push your wrist into the floor and pull the palm of the hand away from the floor now. And then push the fingernails into the floor. And then pull the palm. Try to keep the palm flat, fingers straight. Pull it away from the floor. Push and pull. Push and pull. Good. Now we'll do it the opposite direction. So kind of rub them out a little bit because we're doing bending in the two extreme directions. Pardon me. And then come back to fingertips facing forward. The entire palm of the hand pressing firmly into the floor. Grip the floor with your fingertips and lean your weight forward again. Okay, and now as if, with your weight leaned forward, as if you could pull the top of your hand towards the top of your forearm. Pull there, and then lean back and try to maintain that angle in the wrist. And do it again. Lean forward, pull the top of the hand to the top of the forearm, and lean back, trying to maintain that angle. One more time. Lean really far forward. Maybe you can get farther. Pull the top of the hand to the top of the forearm, and lean back. Okay, good. Shake them out. Okay. Now, grab your block. You're going to trap your block between your elbows. Place your palms on the floor and squeeze the block so you can really got a firm contact there. And then just lift the block off the floor and set it down. Lift the block and set it down. Now you can either stay here or you can kind of walk your knees back so that there's more weight in your arms. Lift the block, set it down. You can do this in plank. Lift the block, set it down. We'll do 5 more. Lift the block, set it down. Lift the block. Notice what's happening in your shoulders as you tap the block to the floor. lost track. I lost count again. I'm gonna get a reputation for that. Set the block down, set the block aside, and now come to downward facing dog. Okay, now push the floor away from you. Wrap your outer armpits towards the floor and notice how that feels a little bit like trapping the block, okay? Now, dip your elbows towards the floor. We'll do 10. Here's 1. Each time, here's 2. I'm gonna try not to lose track of the counting. Here's 3. Try to pull your elbows to the midline. Here's 4. As if you could set the elbows down closer together each time. Here's 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. Trying to keep your ears between your biceps. 8, 9, and 10. Straighten the arms. Push the floor away. And then tuck your tailbone, roll forward to plank. Chaturanga. Push back up. Downward facing dog. Roll forward, plank, chaturanga. Push back up, downward facing dog. Roll forward. As you lower to chaturanga, corkscrew your hands into the floor. So like as if you could push your thumbs forward and then come back, downward facing dog. 2 more. Roll forward, chaturanga. Press back up, downward facing dog. Roll forward, chaturanga. Lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, all the way to the floor. 2, pause, 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 set it down. Fun times. All right. You can walk your hands a little bit farther forward if you like for this part. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Lift your kneecaps away from the floor. Press your pubic bone into the floor and feel as though you could lift your belly button away from the floor. So super engaged in the lower body. Pull with the hands to pull your chest forward. Lift your shoulders and your head off of the floor. Pull with the hands. Get a little traction there. Maybe then, if you're ready, push into the hands a little bit. Lift your cobra. Lower just enough so that you can lift the hands. Sneak them back behind you to your hips. And then pull them back up under you. And lower down. Good. Pulling with the hands, engaging through the legs, keeping all of that. Pulling with the hands, come back up to cobra. Maybe you get a little higher. Keep that sense of pulling your belly button to spine and pushing the pubic bone into the floor. Then lower down just enough to lift the hands. Sneak them back. Bring them by your ribs. And lower down. Okay, last one. Roll up, pull with the hands to roll up. Maybe come a little higher. And then lower down just enough so you can lift your hands off the floor. Press your pubic bone into the floor. Hover both legs. Little modified Shalabhasana. Pull the elbows back behind you and squeeze them together. Lift the legs. Get that sense of the belly button being light on the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Now we're going to go to up dog. All you're going to do is set your hands down, keep this shape in your body, and rock back to the top of your feet. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, press your hands into the floor, rock back, upward facing dog. Pull your hips towards your wrists. Maybe gaze up. And then push into your hands, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Push the floor away from you. Get that nice stretch underneath the armpits. And then lift up high onto your toes and try to keep your hands flat to the floor. Tiptoe your way to the front of your mat for this first one. Each time, trying to get higher up on your toes. Push the floor away as you bring your shoulders over your wrists. Keep going. Tiptoe as close in as you can. And then set the heels down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Take a few breaths here. Maybe binding the calf muscles to pull yourself deeper in to the forward fold. Find your 360-degree breathing here.
And then bring your hands to your sacrum. It's that flat bone that's between your hip bones. And find the first vertebrae above it. On your exhale, push that vertebrae up into your fingers, just that one. And then relax it down. Move up one vertebrae. Push up into that vertebrae. And then bring it back to forward fold. Move up one vertebrae, push up into that vertebrae. Feel how it's different in your belly with each progressive vertebrae. Go up a little higher. And up a little higher. And up a little higher. Good. And bring your hands back to the floor. Now we're going to roll up to standing. Try to find each vertebrae in its turn. So tuck the tailbone to start and stack that first vertebrae and the one right above it. And the one right above that. And the one right above that. And rolling your way up to standing.
Meeting Tadasana at the top of the mat. From Tadasana, let's do one Surya A. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold.
Inhale, halfway up.
Exhale, option to handstand or step back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good. Now, lift your right leg and really lift it. Use your butt muscle to lift that leg. Pull your left hip to the back of the room. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right tricep. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, up. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Set the right foot down. Set your left knee on the floor. Keep your hands on the floor. Inhale, chest forward. Sink your hips. Exhale. Do more like a cat spine, but stay in the lunge. Inhale. Chest forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. This time, inhale, cow. As you exhale, press your right leg straight. Try to keep your fingertips on the floor. Get a nice long stretch. Inhale, bend the knee, lunge, chest forward. Exhale, press the leg straight. Inhale. Exhale. When you inhale and pull yourself to the lunge, pull with the right heel. And then push with the right heel to straighten the leg. Inhale and pull. Exhale. This time, pull with the right heel. Inhale, come up. Bring your arms up, look up. And maybe without hands, push into the heel. Straighten to Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, pull with the right heel. Exhale, push. Inhale, pull. Exhale, push. Pause in Ardha Hanuman. Take a few breaths here. Keep digging the right heel into the mat to turn on the hamstring even as you stretch it. Good. And then bend through the right knee. Inhale up one more time. Pull the hips forward, using the right heel to pull yourself into the lunge. And then set the fingertips down. Tuck the back toes. Now, instead of just stepping back, I want you to try to hover that right foot. So push into the floor and hover that right foot before you step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Inhale. Really lift it. Get a little bit of that splits action here. Push the floor away from you. On your exhale, bring your left knee to your left tricep. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I think I gave you an extra one.
Exhale, knee to tricep. Step that foot forward. Set the right knee down. Keep your hands on the floor. Inhale, cow spine. Pull with that left heel to pull your hips more towards the floor. Get deeper in the lunge. Exhale, cat spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. This time as you exhale, push with the left heel to straighten the left leg. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Get a nice long stretch through the side body. Inhale, pull yourself into the lunge. Exhale, push with the left heel. Bring yourself to Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, pull. Exhale, push. Inhale, pull. Exhale, push. This time, inhale, pull, raise your arms up to the ceiling. Maybe with no hands. Just push with the left heel, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, pull. Whoop. Exhale, push. Inhale, pull. Exhale, push. Good. Stay in Ardha Hanuman for a few breaths. Digging the left heel into the mat. Trying to even the hips out with the floor. And pull with the left heel. Bring yourself back to the kneeling lunge one more time. Exhale, plant the hands on the floor. Lift the back knee. Push into the hands. Maybe you're on fingertips if your arms are short. Push into the fingertips and try to hover the left foot before you step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Wrap your outer armpits to the floor. On your next inhale, look between your hands. Step, float, or fly to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands spread in front of your heart. And inhale, all the way up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step, float, or fly to the back of the mat. Inhale, up dog. And down. Wrap the outer armpits to the floor. Set your elbows down. Bring them as close together as you can as you set them on the floor. And then push your forearms into the floor. Come to dolphin pose. Take a few breaths here. Keep trying to push the floor away with your forearms. Keep trying to bring your ears between your biceps. Good. Now press into your hands strongly. Try to lift both elbows at the same time off the floor back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, plant the hands. Try to hover the foot as you step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward. Plant the right knee. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, plant the hands. Tuck the back toes. Try to hover the foot. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Corkscrew your hands into the floors. If you could spin your thumbs forward. Draw your outer armpits towards the mat. Try to set your elbows down as close together as you can. Push the floor away from you. Get your ears between your biceps. Take a few breaths here. Push into both hands. Come back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look between your hands. On your exhale, step, float, or fly to the front of your mat. Inhale up, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right. Bend your knees, bring your fingertips to the floor. On your inhale, lift your hands. Keep your butt nice and low. Sit your weight back into your heels. And maybe you sit lower. Maybe you sit lower. Maybe your heels start to lift. But if you can get all the way down to the floor without your heels lifting, do that. I like to cheat by crossing at the ankles. Makes it easier for me to get all the way down. All right, I'm gonna do some abs. So, tuck your thighs in towards your belly and lift your legs up off of the floor, Navasana. Try to do this with straight legs. I know some teachers allow you to bend the knees. We're not working on a tuck action today. Well, we will in the next round, but for this round, I'd like you to try to work with straight legs. So, arms out, inhale here, exhale, Ardha Navasana. Inhale, Navasana. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Try to lower with control. Inhale. Exhale. Try to keep your chest proud. Here. Inhale. I think this is 6. We're going for 10. No, let's go for 20. Sorry. 9, 10. You got this. 11, 12, 13. Smile. 14 does make it easier. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. Set your feet down. Cross the ankles if you need to. If you can just set the feet down and stand up into Utkatasana, do that. If you need to cross the ankles, I'm with you. And then readjust your feet, Utkatasana. Sink the weight into the heels. Think about pulling the tops of the feet to the shins. Reach with your arms. Try to get a little bit of a traction in your low back here. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale. Step, float, or fly to the back of your mat. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Corkscrew your hands into the mat. Pull your elbows towards each other. Try to set them down on the mat as close to each other as possible. Push the floor away from you. Try to get your ears between your biceps. Lift your right leg. Flex your right foot and spin your right toes out, heel in. Bring your right leg, keeping it as high away from the floor as you can. Bring it out to the right. Then bend the knee, tuck it in to the chest, and re-extend the leg. Spin heel in, toes out. Bring the leg out to the side. Bend the knee, tuck it in under your chest. Come back to the three-legged dolphin. Do dolphins have legs? I don't know. Bring your leg out to the side, knee into the chest. Good, and re-extend the leg. Now we're gonna practice going from this dolphin shape to meter nose. So, starting in dolphin with your right leg lifted. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, you're gonna press in your hands, straighten both arms, and tuck the knee to the nose, coming to plank. So inhale, exhale. Set the forearms down, extend the leg. Inhale, exhale. Set the forearms down, inhale. Three-legged dolphin. Exhale. Good. Then step the right foot forward. Maybe mop yourself off. If you're a sweaty beast like me, spin your back foot flat. Breathing, talking, doing all the things. Bring your arms overhead. Sink deep into your right knee. Corkscrew your right foot on the floor as if you could spin heel in to the center and toes out. So it's clockwise spinning. Push strongly into that back leg. Bend the elbows. Bring your hands to prayer behind your head.
push your fingers towards the back of the room and then try to corset your front ribs in. Keep pushing the fingers and keep corseting the front ribs in on the exhale. Get strong through the legs, maybe then deeper in the right foot, knee. And exhale. Inhale, pushing fingers. Exhale, corseting ribs. Good. Now straighten your right leg. Bring your arms out to the sides. Spin, thumbs down, pinkies up, palms face the back of the room. Make fists. Bring your fists to meet behind you. Even if you can do reverse prayer, for today I want fists behind you. Bring your fists behind you and push your fists into each other. See if you can pull your fists away from your back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, if you need to shorten your stance for Parsvottanasana, you may. For the transition, you can have your fists on your back, but pull your elbows back behind you. Inhale, do a little back bend over those fists. As you exhale, think about pulling the right hip back, left hip forward as you bend over your right leg. Push the floor away from you with your right foot, but pull the right hip back. Then keep pushing the fists into each other. Pull the elbows away from the floor. Can you hover the fists off the low back? Breathe. Pull the elbows up. Pull the fists up. Get them higher up your back. Maybe you bend farther forward. Good. Come back up to warrior one. Sorry, I had to look at my notes. Arms up overhead. Inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to push off your back foot and come straight to standing splits. Maybe you have your fingertips on the floor. Maybe not. Inhale, come back to warrior one. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, standing splits, and hold for a moment. Now in standing splits, think about squeezing your inner thighs together and lifting the inner edge of your left foot towards the ceiling. Lift it higher. Think about sending your chest towards your toes at first to get lots of length, and then eventually folding over your right leg. Lift that left leg higher. Good. Inhale and step back. We'll have options for handstand in that later when we flow this. But for now, step back to Parsvottanasana. Then come up onto the back toes. Again, fingertips. See if you can hover your right leg straight. Keep it straight. Push into the floor. Hover that straight leg back. Three-legged dog. Three-legged chaturanga. One-legged chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale downward facing dog. Good. Spin your hands on the mat. Drop your elbows. Bring your elbows as close together underneath you as you can, which likely means that your forearms are parallel, unless you're crazy mobile in the shoulders. Push the floor away from you. Get your ears between your biceps. Lift the left leg. Lift it strongly. Flex the left toes. Heel in, toes out. Bring the left leg, keeping it high. Bring it out to the side as far as possible. Whoop, and slide. Then bend the knee. Bring it to the midline. Re-extend the leg. Spin heel in, toes out. Bring the leg out to the side. Good. Knee into chest. One more. Heel in, toes out. Abduct. Bend the knee. Good. Three-legged dolphin. One-legged dolphin. Oh, whatever. Okay, again, we're going to practice the transition from this shape to knee to nose. So take an inhale. On your exhale, push into your hands, straighten your arms. Bring your knee into your nose. Inhale, set your forearms down, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, dolphin. Exhale, knee to nose. Good, set the left foot down. Spin the back foot flat. I don't know about you guys, pretty sweaty. Bring your arms up overhead. Bring your hands to prayer. And bring your prayer hands behind your head. Push the hands to the back of the room. Pull the elbows towards each other. And then corset your front ribs. In and down. Bend deeper through the left knee. Corkscrew the left foot into the floor. Push strong through the right leg. Fingertips to the back of the room. Elbows together. Front ribs in and down. Hold. Breathe. Good. Straighten through your left leg. Bring your arms out to the sides. Spin thumbs down, palms back. Make fists. Bring your fists to meet behind you as high up your back as you can. And then push your fists into each other. See if you can hover the fists off the back. Hold here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Allow the fists to rest on the back. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward. Maybe you have to shorten your stance. Totally fine. Make sure you're on railroad tracks, not a tightrope. Inhale back over your fists. Exhale. Start to bend long over that left leg. Think about sending your chest towards your toes. Keep pulling the left hip back, right hip forward. Chest to toes. And then the final stage, you allow your head to drop. Push your fists into each other. Pull your elbows away from the floor. Hover your fists off your back. Breathe. Keep trying to pull the fists higher up your back. Keep trying to lift them away from the back. Maybe you deepen your forward fold. Strong through the legs. Good. Release your arms. Return to warrior one. Bend deep through that left knee. Look up. On your exhale, push off your back foot. Come to standing splits with control. Inhale, Vera one. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, Vera one. Exhale, standing splits and stay. Again, think about pulling your left hip up towards the ceiling and dropping your right hip down. Squeeze your inner thighs together and lift the right leg. Think about lifting the inner edge of the leg towards the ceiling. Maybe you bind the leg, pull yourself in, lift the right leg. Try to square your torso over the left leg. One more deep inhale. And exhale, and set your right foot down, Parsvottanasana-ish, but with the back heel lifted. Come up high onto the fingertips. Maybe you put blocks under your hands for this transition. See if you can lift your left leg straight, keeping it straight. Sneak it back. It helps to come really high on the right toes. Sneak it back. Three-legged dog. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then spin your elbows in towards the midline. Set your forearms down, dolphin. And this is where we will take our breaths. Push the floor away from you with your forearms. Get your ears between your biceps. Lift your tailbone high to the ceiling. Try to reconnect with your 360-degree breath here. Breathing equally into the back body as the front body. Good, push into both hands. Lift both elbows off the floor at the same time. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands. Step, floater, fly to the front of your mat. Handstand optional. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, press your legs straight. Hands to prayer in front of your heart. Okay, now we'll flow through that a little faster. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold.
Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step, float, or fly to the back of your mat. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Set your elbows down, lift your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, push into the hands, straighten your arms, knee to nose. Step the right foot forward. Spin the back foot, inhale. Vera one, prayer hands, push them back. Exhale, fists meet behind you, straighten the right leg. Forward fold. Inhale, Vera one, look up, reach up. Exhale, press off the back foot, standing splits. Inhale, either come back to the Parsvottanasana and lift the leg, or you can handstand back to Chaturanga, low meet and down dog. Inhale, up dog, and down dog. Good. Plant your elbows, lift your left leg, inhale. Exhale, press into the hands, knee to nose. Set the left foot down, spin the back foot flat. Vera one with prayer hands pushing back. Exhale, fists meet behind you, straighten the left leg. Inhale, Vera one. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, either step back or handstand back. Meet and down dog. Spin your elbows to the midline, set your forearms down. Take your breaths here. Push the floor away. Ears between biceps. Find your 360-degree breath here. Press into both hands, straighten your arms. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands. On your exhale, step, float, or fly. Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, all the way up, standing. Exhale, prayer hands. One more time, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step, float, or fly. Inhale. Exhale. Forearms down, lift right leg. Exhale, straighten arms, knee to nose, step forward. Vera one, prayer hands up and back. Exhale, fists behind your back, straighten your right leg. Inhale, Vera one. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, step back, fly back, what you like. Forearms down, inhale, left leg. Exhale, press the arms straight, step forward, spin the back foot. Vera one, inhale. Exhale, fists behind you, straighten left leg. Inhale, Vera one. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, halfway up, handstand or step back. Inhale, exhale. Plant your forearms, spin your elbows as close together as possible. Push the floor away from you. Dolphin. Push into both hands, straighten your arms. Look between your hands. Step, float, or fly to the front of your mat. Inhale, Utkatasana. Cross your ankles if you need to. Sit all the way down. Do some more abs. Okay. Grab your block. Bring your block between your elbows again. And this time, you can cheat by having the block sticking out past your elbows a little bit. But don't cheat. That's not nice. All right. So, trap the block between your elbows. Touch the block to your knees. Bring yourself into this tuck shape. On your inhale, push the arms overhead, extend the legs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Trying to bring the biceps as close to around the ears as you can. The block's in the way, so it's a little awkward. That's the action. We'll call this one 8. We're going for 20. Here's 9. Here's 10. 11. And 12. And 13. And 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. And 20. Whew. Set the block down. Oh man. Grab the outer edges of your feet. Pull your knees outside your rib cage. Happy baby pose. Take a few breaths here. So I share this a lot, and apologies if you follow me a lot on Instagram and whatnot if I talk about this too much, but 6 months ago I had both hips replaced, both at the same time. And before then, I didn't understand why this would ever in anybody's world be called a happy baby or a restful pose. This used to hurt so bad. And now I understand. So if this doesn't feel good for you, you can always just grab the back of your thighs and pull down, or you can do one side at a time, which used to feel much better for me before my hips were shiny and new. Okay, rock yourself up and forward and come to Malasana. In fact, if you can just come there, do that. Heels on the floor, toes spinning out. Work your shoulders inside your knees. Bring your hands to prayer. Pull your thumbs towards your sternum. Sternum towards your thumbs. Try to get nice and tall through your spine. Take a few breaths here. Now, we've been doing a lot of forearm stuff, so here we are in this nice Malasana, and a lot of times this is a good spot to tuck in crow, but we've been doing forearm stuff, so maybe we try baby crow here. So we will do that next. So this next drill is something that I kind of came up with in an effort to get that feeling of pulling myself up onto my triceps. I have really short humerus bones, so anything baby arm balance is like ridiculous. So, but I can do it, and it's just very, very close to the floor. So this one is an activator for being able to pull yourself up into that shape. So bring your forearms parallel on the mat. Press into your hands and tuck yourself as close in as you can, okay? Now you're gonna push into your forearms and the tops of your feet and try to lift your knees up as high towards your armpits as you can. We'll try to do 10, okay? Take an inhale, exhale. Inhale, 2. Maybe walk your forearms back if you're sliding. 3. And 4. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty, now we can try baby crow. So come back to your Malasana. Okay, get your knees as high up into your armpits as you can. I suggest armpits rather than outside of shoulders for this one, just because that's going to drop you closer to the floor. So you're trying to get the rest of your body up high, and then you're going to place your forearms on the floor, tip forward, and just try to tuck your toes. Your face will be very close to the floor. It's okay. Hold, hold, and come down. All right, very good. Just step back, come to dolphin pose. All right, now eye your strap. Make sure it's close by in case you need it for Gomukhasana arms, which will be in the next flow. Okay, so lift your right leg, inhale, and then open your hips. And try to get a nice long stretch between your right elbow and your right knee. Inhale here, push the floor away from you with your forearms. On your exhale, straighten your arms, come to knee to nose. Step your right foot forward. Line your feet up for warrior two. Come up, warrior two. Again, same cues apply. Corkscrew your right foot into the mat. Straighten strongly through the left leg. Bring your arms out to the side. Now face the long edge of your mat for just a moment. We're going to work with the shoulders. So holding your strong Virtu base. Inhale, spin your left thumb down and bring your right arm overhead and try to touch your hands together behind you, but don't bind. Good, bring the arms out, switch the spinning of the shoulders and try to touch the hands behind you. We'll do 3 more, switch and switch. So it's the back of the bottom hand and the palm of the top hand are touching the back. Okay, good. We will end with the right elbow up. If you need to pull to get yourself into the bind, permission, but we'll activate it in a minute. Left thumb down, walk your left hand up your back. Maybe this is where you need your strap, or maybe you can bind fingers. Good. If whatever you've got, pull apart. So if you're holding the hands, pull apart. If you're holding the strap, pull it apart. Sink deeper into that right knee. Good. Inhale, do kind of a reverse with that right elbow. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Good. And then start to bring yourself towards like a Parsva Konasana shape and spin that left shoulder forward, right shoulder pulls underneath you. Try to look up at the ceiling. Bring your torso long over that right thigh. And then come back to the reverse. This time straighten the right leg. Bring yourself to a triangle with Gomukh arms. Let's flow that a few times. Reverse. Exhale. Triangle. Inhale, reverse. Reaching with that right elbow. Exhale. Triangle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Triangle. Good. Release the arms. Feels good. Reach forward with that right arm. Good. Now, start to spin your body. Maybe you use fingertips on floor. Try not to though. See if you can do it. Keeping your body parallel to the floor. Spin so that your chest is facing your right leg. And then keep spinning and spin to revolved triangle. Set your left fingertips lightly on the floor. Pull your left shoulder underneath you. Right shoulder back. And we'll flow back and forth a few times. If you need to adjust your stance, do that so that you can feel balanced. So maybe you lift your fingertips off the floor and come to triangle. And then spin back to revolved. And then back to triangle. And then back to revolved. Hold the revolved for a few breaths. Maybe adjust your stance. Get that nice stretch on the outer right leg. Push your left heel into the floor. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Good. Now, set your fingertips
down. Do the leg hover thing again. Push into the floor. Try to hover that straight leg up and back. Good. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, dolphin. Forearms down. Lift your left leg. Exhale, push your arms straight, knee to nose, set the foot down. Vira 2. Line up your feet. Sink through the left knee. Spin the front foot. Dig the right heel. And we'll flow the arms. Spin left thumb up, right thumb down. Try to touch fingertips. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Wait. End with the left elbow up. Maybe pull that arm into position. And bind. Maybe you need your strap on this side. Turns out I do. Every day is different. Once you have the bind or the strap, pull apart on whatever you're holding on to. Bend deeper into the left knee and breathe. Try to square your shoulder to the long edge of your mat. Pull apart on the strap. Engage those muscles in the upper tricep and the lower front of the shoulder. Good. Inhale, reverse. Take a few breaths here. Don't lose the bend in the left knee. Inhale. Exhale, Parsvakonasana. Think about lengthening your torso over that left thigh. Reach with the left elbow. Try to spin the left shoulder underneath you. Flow that a few times. Inhale. Oh no, actually, sorry. Reverse. Straighten the left leg. Come to triangle. This is what we flowed. Pretty sure. Reach with that left elbow. Good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale. Parsvakonasana. Inhale. Exhale. Pulling apart on the strap the whole time. Good. Exhale. Triangle. Reach. Torso long. Squeeze inner thighs. Release the strap or your bind. Reach forward with the left arm and back with the right arm. Pull your left shoulder underneath you. Good. Get strong through your legs. Squeeze your quads. Try to spin without using your hands so that your torso is facing your straight leg. Maybe you adjust your stance to give you better balance. Keep spinning. Come to the revolved. Good. Inhale. Chest over thigh. Come back to triangle. Exhale. Twist. 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 Good. Inhale. Triangle. And exhale. Twist. And hold. Maybe readjust your stance. Pull your right shoulder underneath you. Extend your left arm overhead. I'm dripping. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Get really strong through those legs. Use that strong base to twist yourself further. Good. Bring your left hand down. Come up on the back toes. Push into the fingertips. Lift that straight leg up and back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, dolphin. Set your elbows down nice and close together. Push the floor away from you. Breathe. On your next inhale, straighten your arms. Look between your hands.
Come up high onto your toes. On your exhale, step, floater, fly to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, straighten your legs and stand. Okay, one more flow. Lots of flow. This is why I love a 90-minute class, because I can fit in all the things, hopefully. Class isn't over yet. All right, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step, floater, fly to the back of your mat. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg, open up, and trying to keep your hands on the floor as long as possible, flip your dog. So really feel that twist in the waist as you step that right foot back. Inhale. On the exhale, plant the right hand, try to keep the right foot down as long as you can and really get that twist. And then straight right leg under you, fallen triangle, and push. Inhale. Exhale, plant the left hand. Open up. Let's flow that a few times. Flip dog. Exhale, plant the right hand. Spin the right leg under you. Triangle. Plant the left hand. Inhale. Flip dog. Maybe this time you walk, step the left foot back a little bit. Bend through the left elbow. Come to wheel. Maybe. Spin the left hand. Bring the right hand to the floor. Exhale, right knee to nose. Step the right foot forward. Come up to Vera 2. On your exhale, Skandasana at the back of your mat. Bend deep into the left knee, hip, ankle, and then come back up to Vera 2. Exhale. Inhale. Now, exhale, Skandasana. Spin over your left knee, plant your fingers on the floor. Step back, one leg chaturanga. Push up, knee to nose. Step the left foot forward, return to Skandasana. Return to warrior 2. We'll do that 3 times. Warrior 2. Skanda. To the back of the mat. Lift the foot, chaturanga. Knee to nose. Plant the left foot. Spin back to Skandasana. Warrior 2. Skanda. Back of mat. Chaturanga. Knee to nose. Plant left foot. Skandasana. Warrior 2. Last time. Skanda. Plant the hands. Chaturanga. Knee to nose. Skanda. Vera 2. Breathe. Pull your left shoulder blade down and into your right jeans pocket. Bend deeply into that right knee. Inhale. And exhale, plant your hands. Hover the right foot. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, dolphin. Take a breath. Good. Straighten your arms. Lift your left leg. Flip your dog. Watch out for any props. Might be in the way. Flip dog. As you exhale, plant your left hand. Maybe try to keep your left foot down as long as possible. Fallen triangle. Push into the outer edge of the left foot to lift the hips. Good. Flow that 2 more times. Flip dog. Inhale. Exhale. Fallen triangle. Inhale. Exhale on the transition. Inhale in the pose. Exhale. This time maybe you flip your dog all the way to wheel. It helps to step the right foot back. Bend the right elbow. Push up to the wheel. Reposition the right hand. Come up and over. Left knee to nose. Step forward. Here 2, second side. On your next exhale, skanda at the back of the mat. Warm up that hip. Back to Vira 2. Back to skanda. Back to Vira 2. Okay, skandasana. Spin to face the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Knee to nose. Plant the right foot. Skanda. Vira 2. Skanda. Back of mat. Chaturanga. Knee to nose. Plant foot. Skanda. Vira 2. Last one. Skanda. Back of mat. Chaturanga. Knee to nose. Skanda. Vira 2. Bend deeply through the left knee. Tuck the right shoulder blade into your left jeans pocket. On your next exhale, plant your hands. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, dolphin. Sometimes it feels good to sigh it out. You're home. Nobody else is listening, maybe. Maybe you do it too. Good, set your knees down. Towel off, have a little bit of water. Now we're gonna get to pincha. So, if you're not as familiar with pincha, you can take a block and you can place it up against the wall, and then you'll put your hands around the block. I like this better than putting a strap around the elbows, because what you're aiming for is you don't want the elbows to slide out. You want to keep them pulled up and underneath you. And if you put a strap around your elbows, you're actually training yourself to push out in exactly the direction you don't want. So what the block does is it prevents the hands from coming closer together, which goes with the elbows going out. So you're not squeezing the block, because that also trains the wrong feeling. It's a barrier so that your hands don't come closer together, but you don't have anything on your elbows. You have to actively squeeze the elbows in, okay? So if you're not as familiar, you can have a block between your hands. Bring your elbows under your shoulders, tuck your toes, walk in, and you'll kick up, look between your hands, and kick up to the wall, and you can work here. Maybe hover one leg, you can work like that, okay? If you are more experienced with pincha and you want to work on not having to kick so hard to get up, maybe you have your blocks under one of your feet. So for that option, you'll have your blocks back here. And again, unless you have 3 blocks, maybe you don't have anything between your hands now. If you only need 1 block back here, you can put one between your hands if you like it there, but you might not need it. Bring your elbows in towards the midline, set them down, and then notice that when you go to pull apart, they actually end up parallel, but now you're kind of locked into your mat, like stuck onto the sticky mat. That's kind of a nice feeling, okay? Lift up. Okay, maybe you set your blocks too close. Okay, and you step up on your block with your right foot. Send your left leg up and over. Lean forward, look between your hands, and maybe just float up like that. Now, if that's too much help, you can bring it down to 1 block and you can work there. Do both sides. So one side might be better than the other. If you feel like it's impossible to lift, you can bend the top knee, which sends more of your weight up and back. So I'll show you that on this side.
Try to pull your ribs in. That might pull you out of the balance. But you want to try to, as much as possible, hug your ribs in instead of just flaring into the back bend. Okay, so maybe you try that a couple more times. If you don't want to work on the hovering, just work on making the kick a little more gentle. So if you can start, you can try to start dropping your gaze, do it slowly. That actually makes it easier to pull the ribs in. Good. Alrighty. Now, you can pause the video and keep working on that if you want to. I'm trying to keep this class to 90 minutes. So hard, I could go for hours. Okay, let's bring the scorpion shape into that. How about? Gotta do back bends at the end of class anyway. Why not? Make it a goal pose. Okay, so have your block, bring your block between your thighs, and for a moment, let's just play with Pez dispensing. So if you stick your butt back and you arch into your low back, you see how the block Pez dispenses behind me. If I tuck my tailbone and engage my low belly, it Pez dispenses the block forward, okay? Now, when I engage that action, that tucking of the tailbone, and engagement at the low belly, I find that I can move the back bending action up closer to under my bra line, like right where the bottom of my shoulder blades, and it makes the back bend feel so much better rather than crunching into my low back, okay? So, Pez dispense the block forward, keep that action, push your hips forward, bring your arms out in front of you. Row your hands back and squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you like we did at the beginning of class. Now sense where those shoulder blades are squoze behind you and tip your heart up and over that spot. Keep Pez dispensing the block forward and lift the heart up. Bending over that spot where the shoulder blades are squeezing and trying to keep everything below that nice and long. Now take your fingertips and put them right at the xiphoid process. It's the bottom of the sternum. And then push that spot up towards the ceiling. Good. And then move up, push that spot a little towards the ceiling. Move up, push that spot towards the ceiling. Move up, push that spot towards the ceiling. Move up, push that spot towards the ceiling. Keep Pez dispensing the block. Then release the hands back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. And push your heart using your shoulder blades to push your heart up and back. Good. Okay. Got warmed up the back bend part. Let's do one more for good measure. So trying to find that action of up and over. So everything from your knees, basically, up to about maybe your xiphoid process you're thinking length, right? And then everything above that, you're thinking curl up and over, okay? So let's do that again. Pez dispense the block. Row your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Tip your heart up. Keep pushing the block forward. Engage the low belly. Think about pushing the bottom of the rib cage up to the ceiling. Maybe you get back a little farther this time. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. Now drop your hands back. See if you can grab the inner thighs with your fingertips. Maybe you can get the back of the hands to the insides of the shins or the heels or whatever you can get. Whatever you've got, push apart. So whether it's inner thighs, it's kind of a pull apart and that gathers the shoulder blades together behind you. Lift the heart. If you're down here, push the back of the hands in to gather the shoulder blades together, spread the collarbones. Lift and breathe. Good. Push into your shins to come back up. Whew. Okay, remove the block to the side. Now, I recommend working this up against a wall, not to crawl the feet down towards the head, but to be able to use the wall to push the back bend farther up into exactly that spot, okay? So that it's not just you letting the weight of your legs pull your lower back into this crunchy, yucky position. I'll show you what I mean. So, coming onto forearms, about like your fingertips will be about a forearm's length away from the wall, okay? And you'll bring your forearms down, bring them in a little closer to the midline, and then lock them into place. I'll show you what that looks like from the front. So, bringing them in, so not just setting them down like this, bringing them in just a little bit towards the midline, and then it just kind of locks them into place. So you're kind of rolling the skin. The looser your skin, the more roll you might get. Anyway, so do that, okay? Push the floor away from you. Have nice active hands, okay? Come up onto your toes, look between your hands, and kick up to the wall. Bring the feet to the wall. Keep your legs straight for now. Okay, so with straight legs, you can probably feel how easy it would be to just really arch into the low back here. So think about Pez dispensing that block forward. Pull with the forearms to see if you can pull your chest through. Notice how when you pull your chest through, your feet slide down the wall. Keep straight legs, as long as you can. Okay, eventually you get to a part where you start to feel like you're gonna float away from the wall, that's fine. And you just keep pulling chest forward, push into the forearms. Maybe you float one foot, maybe you float both. Then pull the heels to the back of the head, push into the forearms. Whoop. Allow the top half of the shape to drop over, but keep talking and doing this at the same time. I'm just gonna do it. Look far forward. And come down. Give yourself a rest. And then you'll try it again. So, I was trying to talk and do it at the same time. So it kind of falling out of balance because of the talking. The action of pulling the chest forward and through and looking forward, that's part of it. But you actually, if you pull too much, you're going to pull yourself right out of the shape. So it's a balance between pulling and allowing the weight of the lower half of your body to fall over towards your back of your head. But do keep that sensation. You know what it feels like. We've done it a lot in class. That sensation of tucking the tailbone, Pez dispensing the block forward, trying to even out the forces across the low back. Okay, we'll try it one more time. And I won't talk this time. Don't let your knees sag out to the sides either. Keep them squeezing to the midline. Then come out. Try to come out with control. Try not to wing yourself up and back. Alrighty. We're going to combine a hip opener with a shoulder stretch. So bring your left arm through and under, perpendicular to your body, and then cross your right arm over and bring your chin over your bicep. And then draw your left knee out to the side in this half frog shape and breathe. Trying to sink your left hip towards the floor, left inner groin towards the floor. Stretching out the shoulders a little bit. Good. And then switch. crossing of the arms, and switch the leg that's up to the side. Really trying to work the inner groin towards the floor. And then come out of that. Come to all fours. Cross your right knee in front of your left. And spread your heels out wide behind you and start to sit back towards Gomukhasana. Now, this is not my bread and butter pose. So my knee is kind of high, but I feel the stretch. So just because I'm not flat to the floor doesn't mean this pose is not for me. I get a lot of good things out of this pose. Try to work both sit bones towards the floor. Probably the right one will be lifted. Okay. And we did warm up Gomukhasana arms, so if you want to add them here, you may. It'll be left elbow up, right elbow down. Maybe you need your strap. Sit up tall, and maybe fold. Sit up. You can switch sides the fancy way. Just spin on your feet, on your toes, cross the knees again, set the right knee on the mat, maybe the left knee is lifted, and then you're trying to sit back as much between your heels as you can. There are plenty of very nice, flexible people who can get both shins parallel. Not me. Okay, this time right elbow up, left elbow down, and trying to work your sit bones in between your heels as much as possible. Inhale, get tall, and exhale, forward fold. Try to think about sending your chin over your left knee. Good. Come up. Release the legs. Send your legs out straight in front of you. One last forward fold. Spread your sit bones apart manually. Grab onto your toes. Pull your chest towards your toes first. If you need a strap for this, you may. Pull, chest forward, chest forward. Think about sitting tailbone back. Press the back of the knees down into the mat. Engage the legs. And then allow yourself to drape over your legs. Take a few deep breaths here. And then slowly roll yourself back and down. If you need anything else before Shavasana, like a twist or another happy baby, you may. Otherwise, bring your heels a little bit wider than your hips. Allow your toes to fall out to the sides. Tuck your tailbone so that your sacrum is grounded on the earth. Make sure that you're not touching any props as you spread your arms out to the sides, palms up. Work your shoulder blades together behind you so that they're flat to the floor. Tuck your chin slightly to lengthen through the back of your neck. And I will guide you through a guided body relaxation If you prefer to take your Shavasana in silence, you can mute the video now. Relax the crown of your head. Release the space between your eyebrows. Relax your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. Release the space behind your ears. And relax your throat. Allow your collarbones to broaden and your shoulders to feel heavy on the earth. Release your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, and all the bones of your hands. Let your breath be light and free in your chest. Your back ribs heavy on the floor. Let your belly be deep and soft. Feel your sacrum grounded, secure. Relax your hips, your upper legs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, and all the bones of your feet. You can remain in Shavasana for as long as you like. But as you're ready, if you're ready now, start to make small familiar movements with your fingers and toes. Gradually breathing more life into your body. Maybe stretching long on your mat like you just woke up. And on an exhale, roll onto your right side. And pause there. Draw your forehead towards the floor. Take a moment to honor yourself for showing up to your practice today, for being willing to sweat and move and look inside and feel. And honor yourself for being able to tune out the rest of the world to take care of yourself for these past 90 minutes. Thank yourself. Thank yourself and honor your courageous and tender heart. Press into your left hand, bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Allow your eyes to be heavy lidded or closed. Arriving in your seat, bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Take an inhale, lift your heart to the sky. Take an exhale, bow your head towards your heart. And then a gesture of humility and gratitude and compassion. First and foremost, towards yourself. Take it easy on yourself in these trying times. You are a miracle, exactly as you are. Of all the things the universe could have become, it became you, exactly as you are. Honor yourself with deep compassion. Lift your head, blink your eyes open. Namaste.